Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Games. What's up? Hey, so I'm so excited right now that I couldn't even wait to get home to record this. So I'm on my way back from picking up some new equipment that's gonna blow your mind. I know it blew my mind, and when I found out the price that I was able to get it at, that made it even better. Because, you know, as an avid lifter and garage gym owner, I'm always trying to pick up something new that's gonna help me achieve my goals. And what goals are that? Gains, baby, gains. Anyhow, y'all keep it here, all right? I'm gonna show y'all real soon. All right, so y'all ready? So I can show y'all what I copped with my cool shades on, because this is too dope. All right, y'all, so this is what I picked up. I got 2 pairs of 100-pound plates. That's 100 pounds of steel, metal. Imagine them things clanking and clanging as you're lifting. Now, you're not a real garage gym owner, or gym owner at that, if you do not own at least 1 pair of these. No, I'm kidding. I don't want to offend nobody, but that's just my thought. Anyhow, so this video is going to be me restoring these puppies. See, they're pretty rusty. Can't really pick them up with one hand because they're so heavy. But I'm going to turn these things into 10 10s. Actually, as in a 10 out of 10 rating. All right, y'all, here's some of the material that you'll need to restore these plates. I got a metal brush, some sandpaper, and another metal brush attached to a drill. This is used to get all the little crevices that have rust, you know, those spots that have paint that's pretty caked on, as well as has a lot of scratches and inconsistencies. You want to remove all that to smooth the surface. Of course, a rag to wipe it down. If you want, feel free to wear gloves, also a mask if you need to, and goggles. I don't have that here, but I don't really use them because I'm in a well-ventilated area. And also, you will need paint, and I'll show you that here shortly. All right, so another thing you want to do is make sure you got some type of surface down so that it can catch the dirt. If you don't care, or if you're outside, then of course it's not really a problem. But me, I'm doing this inside my garage gym, so I definitely don't want all the dust all over my mats or whatever. You know, I'll sweep it out and blow it out as much as possible, but try to mitigate that by making it catch all on this little piece of mat here. Then I can pick the mat up and take it outside and, you know, blow it off out there or whatever. But so you see all these little spots of rust all going all the way around. Looks like another plate was on top of this for quite some time, and they just started to oxidize and continue to build up rust. So what we're gonna do is knock out all this rust, get all up in the cracks here and the crevices, make sure all this rust is smooth before you lay any type of paint on it, okay? All right, first thing you wanna do is grab your sandpaper, right? Just go around the edges, knock out all that loose rust. Make sure you give it a good 2 or 3 rounds, just knocking out all the loose rust, wherever you can get in with your hand. Same thing about around the sides here. You'll start seeing all that stuff come out. Once you're done with that, all up in the little crevices here, you want to take your wire brush or your drill. So I'll just take my wire brush here, get in all the spots. You'll see the rust go flying. So you'll definitely want to get in real good. Remember, you're painting these, so you want the paint to stick really well. So I would advise put some elbow grease into it and do it by hand, just so you can make sure you can get all the minor details, as well as the little small areas that the drill can't get. And then once you do that, you can use the drill. Also, another important thing is the letters, okay? The numbers and the letters that you're going to be painting as well. You know, when you get these, they already have a certain type of paint on them. So make sure you get that paint off as well, so that when you paint them, the paint sticks to that as well. Here's what it looks like on the first round of sanding. Still got a little more to do on the edges here before I flip over to the other side. And that would only be one plate. Still got one more plate to do. But keep in mind to pay close attention to the spots with the rust, because if you don't sand them correctly, once you put the paint on, everything is going to pop out and you'll see it. One other thing I'd like to point out is make sure you get inside the rim here. That you can do with the drill, but I would always highly advise you to use your sandpaper as well. Get all up in there, or else the paint won't stick that good in there either. So just give it a few rounds. Don't be afraid to put some muscle into it. And last but not least, this outer edge here. So this is part of the particular portion that's going to show when you're lifting, when the plates are on the barbell. So you want this to be smooth as possible so the paint can stick to that as well. So what I like to do is just go around it several times. Make sure it's real nice and smooth, all right? All right, so I'm going to flip this over. Show you on one side of that, and then I'm going to go ahead and knock out both of these and show y'all the finished result of finished sanding, actually, not the painting yet. As you can see, I'm turning the drill. Sometimes certain spots require certain angles, but I'm about done with this side. Now when I flip it over, you're going to see all this rust and dust, but have no fear, it's all part of the process. See that? Pretty smooth. Watch your fingers. As you can see, this side is really bad, so it's going to take a couple of applications of sanding with the sandpaper with my hands as well as the drill, but watch how this turns out. Make sure you wipe it off good. This allows you to see spots you might have missed, spots that you might need to go over multiple times. And also don't forget to get all up in that hole right there. You know what I mean? You want to sand in there as much as possible. You're most likely going to have to do that with your, by hand, of course, but paint's gonna sit in there as well. So the one on the left is before, the one on the right is after. That's how it looks before and after you sand it. I'll flip it over and show you the other side. Alright, so now they're flipped over. Of course, the left is before, the right is after sanding it down. Y'all can see the big difference there. Major improvement. Now I'm going to do this other one. Of course, I'll keep y'all off camera for that. I know y'all don't want to see that. Same process, so let's get to it. Alright, so I'm finally finished. Sanded both of these down. This is the front side, and this is the back side. As you can see, it's pretty smooth to the touch. However, once you finish and you have it ready, I wouldn't recommend touching it before you put paint, because your fingers have grease and the paint may not stick. So wipe them down real good. I would say if you have gasoline, wipe it down with gasoline. Of course, be careful, take all the precautions. You can wipe it down with lacquer thinner or with a rag and alcohol, but just make sure it completely dries before you start painting. This part right here I'm not particularly fond of. I feel like it needs a little more work, so most likely I'll do some more, but my drill died, so I gotta charge it, and no biggie. I'll touch it with the manual sanding for a little bit, and as soon as my drill charges, I'll put some more effort into that particular portion. Alright, so now I'm going to talk about the paint that I'm going to be using. So before I start, I want y'all to know that these plates in particular are, of course, 100 pounds each, and I feel like they're the holy grail of all plates in my garage gym. So I want them to be super special. I want them to be flashy. I want them to pop. Will I use them all the time? No. I will use them though, maybe for deadlifts, of course bench press. They're so heavy that they're pretty limited on what I can use them for, but I will use them occasionally. And I'm gonna go with this Rust-Oleum metallic gold, bright shiny finish. Now, of course, over time, it may not last as long as I want, but I will touch them up from time to time, maybe every year or something. Now, I was gonna go with the purple gloss, which, you see those plates there? I painted those with this purple gloss, and it came out really good, and I like it, but like I said, I want them to be special because they're 100-pound plates. As you can see, I painted these already. I got 445, well actually 6, the other 2 that were behind me that I just showed y'all. I got 425s, 2 purples and 2 golds, or yellows, excuse me. I got 4 2.5s, 4 5s, and the oddball here, I got 110. So I'm trying to look online to see if I can find a couple more 10s just to pair it with. And then of course these 2 35s, and as I mentioned, these beauties right here. This one I just finished yesterday. This one, it's not painted yet, but I gotta finish painting this one as well. So yeah, I chose to go with this gold. Hopefully it comes out good. I'll know by the first one coat if it's gonna be, you know, something that looks great or not, or if all the particular rust spots that, even though they're sanded down smoothly, if they come out to surface, then, well, I'm gonna have to change it. I'm gonna have to take these back, and I'll go with the purple. All right, so this is how I staged them to paint them. Yeah, as you can see, the mats that I have down have all different colors from the other plates that I painted. Please be sure that you put enough on the bottom of the plates so that you don't have any overspray all over your whatever surface you're using. I chose my driveway because if I try to do it in my yard slopes down, and it's just not a very consistent surface, and it's a pain. And then grass gets all over when I'm walking away from it. I kick grass up and it gets all over the plates, and yeah, I tried it and it was a pain in the you know what. And of course the backyard is super hot. It's a little flatter, but it still slopes, and I don't want to do it in my garage because I've tried that before, and since I'm not a professional painter, I tend to get a lot of overspray. Well, it's not really the overspray, it's the mist that the wind blows it, and it just gets everywhere. And although it's easy to clean up, it's a pain in you know what to try to clean it up as well. So this has been the best, you know what works the best for me right here. The problem with this is I'm right in the open, so it gets real windy. And try painting with spray paint when the wind blows. The mist of the spray will come out and not even hit the surface of what I'm trying to paint because the wind blew it off already. So I'm constantly having to wait for the wind to stop blowing. Yeah, you know, it's a pain, but hey, it's part of the, you know, it's part of the territory. Anyways, let me stop talking, y'all. So this is 2 coats. Actually looking real good. I'm actually enjoying this color already. Now, as you can see around the edges, these plates are a lot thicker than, of course, the 45s and 35s, so be sure to get the edges all the way around. And although this paint says it dries pretty fast, don't trust that. So I will give these about 1 more coat to 1.5, depending on spots that are missed. And I will not finish this today because I'll let them dry at least a day, day and a half, and then I'll flip them over, and I'll be sure to get the edges around there a couple more times. But yeah, I'm actually liking how these are turning out. Just wait till y'all see what color I do the letters. By the way, it's super windy today. It's making it a pain in the butt to freaking spray paint. It's pissing me off. Hey y'all, so here's that plate that I was showing y'all earlier on my calf machine that wasn't actually complete. I finally was able to complete it. I was able to get the letters done. And oh, by the way, if you're wondering if I'm taping off all these letters and painting them with yellow paint, hell nah. So I use this marker here that I got from Michael's craft store. It's a multi-surface premium oil-based paint pen. I got these in yellow and purple. They're about $5 each. And this is what I use. This is what I basically trace out the letters. Sometimes it takes 2 or 3 coats because it gets a little streaky at times. But definitely use these. Do not go and tape them off, and it's just a pain. That's just way too much work, man. But yeah, anyways, like I said, you can go to any craft store, maybe even Hobby Lobby or Walmart or Amazon, excuse me, might have them. About to take a look at these plates. They're almost finished. 2 days later. As you can see, this one is done completely. Letters and everything. How you like that? This one, not done yet, but I just wanted to show you guys what it looked like with the letters being painted and of course without. So much different, but so beautiful. What do y'all think? Did these come out pretty good? Let me know in the comment section, please. All right, y'all, so if y'all been rocking with me this long, I finished up the plates. Today is actually my chest day. I just finished up my 4th set of 240 by 10 reps. Now, let's try the big heavy monsters, all right? So when I unload this bar, I'm gonna put these 200-pound plates on it. It's gonna be, with the 45-pound bar, it's gonna be a, 245 pounds. So really it's only 5 pounds more than this. But I can already tell you, most likely it's gonna be a different monster. It's gonna feel different. It's just gonna be crazy, and y'all check it out. So I'm gonna unload these plates, and I know y'all really don't care to see all the whole unloading and loading process, but I want y'all to see how heavy these things are just to load them. Yo, check it out. So I had to preload them and pre-stage them on my bench right here because they're so heavy. And where I currently had them at was the calf machine, and these little things slide in and off the calf machine. So when I pull the plates off, of course this comes with it, and I didn't want to drop it on my toe or anything. So anyways, let me show y'all how heavy these things are. You definitely have to be careful because you're going to slide the bar all the way to the end. If you're by yourself, this thing's going to flip because they're so heavy. But have no fear. All right. Y'all ready? Let's go ahead and bench this bad boy. 245 right here. I'll put a clip just in case for whatever reason I need to dump it. I'll dump it one way. But I should be good. Light work, baby. Light work. So this is what it looks like on the actual barbell. Booyaka, booyaka. Yes, sir. Oh yeah, my hashtag. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. Bing. Beast mode, baby. And of course, my YouTube channel. Y'all hit that like button. Subscribe. Hey y'all, so I got the plates on the bar again. What I want to do today is go ahead and weigh these plates. I know initially when I got them, I was so anxious to sand them down and paint them. I thought to myself that I was going to weigh them prior to painting them and then after, but I completely forgot. So my apologies. I'm going to have to weigh them now. Let's get it over with. I know they say 100 pounds and it seems obvious that they're probably 100 pounds, but don't be deceived by that because there's a lot of plates that I've weighed that are usually plus or minus 5 pounds. So the only plates that you can really trust are the calibrated ones. And that's why calibrated plates are so expensive. So let's go ahead and do this first one. I have the scale right here. I have to be careful not to just slam it on here. This one shows 98.3. See if I can leave it here so I can get the camera. It's gonna fall. Let's do it one more time. .3, and just so you know, I'm ensuring that I'm not putting pressure on this plate. I'm just barely tapping it with my finger, barely holding it lightly just so it doesn't roll off. And it shows 98.3. Let's check the other one out. Let me put this one back on. Wow, this one shows 102.3, and as you can see, for some reason, this one stands still. Let me do it one more time, and then I'll show you up close. Let me let it cut off first. Reset. Wow, 102.3. Don't fall, please don't fall, please don't fall. Sorry for the movement of the camera. 102.3. Now, let me just put this camera down. I'm gonna grab the other one just so y'all can see that one. Bear with me. Almost there, guys. All right, so the first time I weighed this was 98.3. Now it's 98.8. Let's do it one more time. Taking it off with one hand, and letting the scale reset. Reset. All right, let's reset. .98 again. So this one's slightly under. The other one was slightly over. If you know, if you ever been benching and you feel one side's going to the left more than the other, most likely it's because you have plates that are slightly different in weight. So one thing I did, I'm sorry to kind of go off on a different tangent, but for for these particular plates here, these caps, I got them from Academy. They were $39.99 each, 45 plates. I went and bought several pairs, came home, weighed them all, and all the ones that got closest to 45 I kept. And the ones that were further from 45, they were maybe 47, 48, maybe 42, 43 pounds. I sold them on the marketplace. So I would encourage you to do that if you have the time and the resources. I didn't do that with every single one of them, but mainly the main ones were the 45s. And same with these here, so just FYI. All right, so now that we know how much these bad boys weigh, let's see what I can do with them. I'm going to attempt a bent over row at 245. I just finished 3 sets of 225 by 6 on bent over row, which is the whole reason why I'm doing this today, is because today's back day. I've already worked up to this weight, so I would highly advise you never try to do 1 rep minimum as your code. If you haven't lifted, if your muscles haven't been stretched, your blood's not flowing for that particular workout, don't do it. You'll pull something and you'll hate yourself for it. So here we go. Like they say, piece of cake. And so there you have it, y'all. 2 golden 100-pound plates. I would show y'all deadlifts, but this is too easy for deadlifts. I did a bent over row pretty easy, so maybe I'll do a deadlift row. How about that? I'm gonna show y'all what it looks like to do a deadlift row with the 2 100 plates. For some of y'all that don't know what a deadlift row is, you start on the ground. What you're basically doing is you're deadlifting up to your knees slightly, and then you're rowing it. It's similar to a pendulum row, with a little bit of an exception, is that pendulum row comes straight from the ground up like that. Deadlift row is you come straight to your knees, right to your shin, knee area, and then you row it up. I usually start on the ground, and I would have put this on the ground first, but my garage slopes and these things, it'll tend to roll down, so I'm going to put it on the ground from here, and then I'll show you. So start like a row, a deadlift, excuse me. And that is a deadlift row. Hey, so that concludes today's video, or should I say multiple days of video. If you stayed all the way until the end, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I know this was a long video, and I was super excited and super stoked to restore these plates. And you know, my channel itself is all about working out and giving you tips, and also doing reviews on different bars and whatnot, but I wanted to do something a little different. That's why I did a restoration of plates. As you can see, I've already done those, and I didn't do any videos on those, so I wanted to save the best for last. But thanks again for tuning in, and remember, always keep going and keep growing. If you want to follow me on my Instagram, where I post multiple videos daily, it'll be right here. Y'all remember, if y'all haven't liked and subscribed, I appreciate it if you do. But at the same time, if you don't, I understand. I can't force you. I can't, twist your arm or anything. But I would appreciate it if you did. So anyways, share the channel, share the video. If you like what you saw here, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to drop it in the comments. I chat it up with everybody who comments to me. So yeah, y'all do that, all right? Appreciate y'all.